Hello everybody, I am Tino and welcome to my channel. I am a substation design engineer working and living in the United Kingdom. On my channel today, I am going to be talking about how to move to the UK to work as an electrical engineer, an electrical technician, or an electrician. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please stay and watch till the end. If you know somebody who might be interested in such content, please share to them and recommend this page because it's dedicated to all things in that area. So let's start talking about how you can move to the UK, the documentation that you need, and what exactly you will be getting yourself into. So, to be able to work in the United Kingdom as an electrical engineer, you need either one, an electrical engineering degree from a university, a recognized university in your country, right? So any electrical engineering degree or electronic engineering degree will work in the UK as long as it's recognized in your country, right? And then the second thing that can make you work as an electrical engineer in the UK is a college certificate. So if you go to college and you attain a national diploma, a higher national diploma, or an advanced national diploma, you can work in the UK as an electrical engineer. The third way in which you can work in the UK as an electrical engineer is through an apprenticeship program. So if you've gone through an apprenticeship program, you are what they call an engineering technician. So you then work your way up into becoming an electrical engineer. So if you guys are interested in content about how a person can work their way up to becoming an electrical engineer through an apprenticeship program, please let me know in the comments down below so I can make a video about how one can start on an apprenticeship program all the way through the 4 to 6 years and how to progress going up to becoming a full-time electrical engineer. So the other thing, after you have either of these three documents that is obviously needed, is your experience. So some companies might say 3 years post qualification experience, or 5 years experience, or 2 years experience. It's different for every company, and also different depending on the kind of position that you are looking to fill. So now that's where the big idea and the big question is: I am just out of high school, or I am just out of university, so how do I go about this? So companies also provide what you call, or what they call, a graduate training program. So a graduate training program is a program that is set up in a company or by a company where they hire students, or I guess people who have just graduated from university to work or fill in roles of engineers, right? So you have your electrical engineering degree from a recognized university, and then you don't have the experience. You can enroll into a graduate program. So the company will hire you as a graduate engineer. You go through training for a number of years until they feel you are qualified enough to work in a role as a full-time engineer. That's another topic for another day. So you tell me if you want to know more about graduate programs in companies and how you go about it. So the next thing that you would be interested in knowing is how much electrical engineers make in the UK per year, right? So this is by no means the accurate number. It's just a range. So it could be more, it could be less, depending on your experience, depending on the company that you're working for, and also depending on the position that you will be holding in the company. So basically, on average, electrical engineers make from around 30,000 to 90,000 pounds a year, depending on your experience, like I said, the company you work for, and maybe, the position that you hold in that company. So it could be more, it could be less, right? And then the next thing that you would also want to know is the type of industries that you can work in the UK as an electrical engineer. So the good thing about electrical engineering is it's a position, or it's a niche that will always need people. There will always be need for electrical engineers. As long as the economy is progressing, a country is progressing, they will always need electrical engineers. So you could work in the power industry, you could work for renewable energy companies, you could work for the transport systems, you could work for construction companies, you could work in the manufacturing industry. So you can never really run out of things to do. If all those things don't work out, then you can always open your own company. But yeah, so there's a wide variety of places that you can actually work, and it all depends on the things that you like to do and what impact you want to make as a person in the world as a whole, right? So having dealt with that, we want then to talk about your typical day as an electrical engineer. So electrical engineers are expected to work from a range of 35 to 40 hours a week, right? So 35 to 40 hours a week, I think boils down to about 7.5 hours a day, which is okay, I think. I don't know, but I think it's okay. And in that week, it could comprise of anything. You could work during the day, you could have night shifts, you could be on call out when there are faults, or things like that. So it's all a mixture of diverse kind of working, right? I wouldn't really say I know much about that box exactly, because like I said, I'm a design engineer. So basically I work during the day, and I'm on a hybrid working kind of system. So some days I work in the office, other days I work from home. So that could also be the case for you or not, but either way, you need to still work 35 to 40 hours a week, depending on the contract that you have with the company. So now that we've demystified everything, and we have discovered that you have the right documentation, you know the kind of company that you want to work for, or at least the industry that you want to be in, you also know the hours that you'll be expected to work per week depending on your contract, you also know the average salary that you probably get. Let's now move on to the real process of applying for a job. So the first thing that I would urge you all to do, if you haven't already done it, is to set up a LinkedIn profile. So a LinkedIn profile is not only there for you to just look for jobs and all that, it's also there for you to network with people that are in the field that you are in. So in this case, in the electrical engineering field, the more you network with people, the more you get to know about what's actually happening in the industry, what's happening in the wider world, so it's good to actually have a LinkedIn profile, not only for job hunting but also for networking. So you need to set up your LinkedIn profile, like I said, obviously, and then you can also look for jobs on LinkedIn. You can look for jobs on online job boards, for example Indeed. You can look for jobs on Total Jobs. You can look for jobs on Glassdoor and many other online job boards. You can also look for a job through recruitment agencies, and I'm not really sure how those work because I didn't go through that whole process. I went through the process of applying on the company website, which is another option. You can also just look up the company that you're probably interested in working at, and you go onto their company website careers page and you apply for the job from there. So for you to be able to apply for jobs, either from online job boards, LinkedIn, company websites, recruitment agencies, you need to have your CV, you need to have a cover letter, you also need to have any membership that you might have from an engineering board on hand, right? So I really won't talk much about a CV or a cover letter because I think there's so much content on things like that. But if you would want me to talk about a general structure of an electrical engineering CV and a cover letter, please let me know and I will try to make content and research as much as I can about that and give you that information, because like I said, I'm all about giving, and I'm all about giving information that I know of and helping people who would want to come to the UK, work as electrical engineers, right? So the other thing that you might want to keep on hand every single time are the projects that you've worked on in the past, like a portfolio of your work, a portfolio of the work that you've done. Why? Because let's say you get shortlisted. These are the things that show your competence. These are the things that show you can actually do what you say you can do. I will give you an example. When I got interviewed for this position that I currently hold, they needed a person who had a certain level of mastery of or command of the AutoCAD software. So they requested that I show them a project that I had done or drawn using the AutoCAD software. Lucky enough, I did have that project, actually a couple of projects that I had worked on in school that were AutoCAD drawn. So I had that on hand and I figured it's actually something that is really important. They might not ask for it, but it's always good to just have it, you know, to show them, oh, I have this, I know what I'm doing, you know, that type of thing. Because with this job, it's a technical job, so obviously it's a hands-on job, so you're doing the things, you have to know how to do them, so that's good. If you're coming straight out of university, that's still okay, because there are student projects that you do at school. There are I don't know, field trips that you go on and you end up having projects that you have to work on. Keep that information in a portfolio, in a file, wherever. Back it up on your computer, on your cloud, wherever. Just have that information, because I think it is really important when you eventually get shortlisted and you get a chance to be in an interview with this panel of engineers or whoever is interviewing you. They might need that information, and it will be very important to show them you actually know what you are doing as an engineer. Finally, the long wait is over after the interview and everything, and you have the job, right? So the company will send you a letter to, you know, confirm that they've hired you, and in some cases they'll call you so you can discuss the kinds of conditions that they are willing to offer, and that's where you get to talk or argue or, you know, debate about the conditions, your value, your worth to the company. So it's more of a dialogue of, we are offering this, and then you telling them, I deserve this, or I think this is worth it. You know, you're just discussing your contract as a whole, right? So after you've discussed your contract and you've reached an agreement, the company now has to provide a skilled worker visa for you. It also has to provide a certificate of sponsorship and immigration health surcharge, right? So for you, okay, certain companies would probably apply like the whole application, do the whole visa application for you, while other companies will let you do the application yourself and then reimburse your money. Some probably don't, but I think and I believe, in at least in my experience, they applied for me, they applied for my visa and paid for everything, which is great. If they don't, then I feel like I don't know, but I feel and think that they should be able to provide that for you. So for you to be able to apply for a skilled worker visa, you need a certificate of sponsorship, which you get from your employer, obviously, that you're going to use to apply for your visa. And you also need, if you have a degree from a university and your degree was taught in English, then you just need to send your degree to ECTIS, ECCTIS. Then they will verify that your degree was actually taught in English. But if you do not have a degree, then you need to sit and write an IELTS test, English test, but specifically for the UK. So IELTS UK VI for UK visas and immigration, right? Please take note, do not make a mistake when you go and write your English test. Then you just write maybe the IELTS general or whatever. You have to write the one that is meant for UK visas and immigration. You can also sit for your English test through the PTE board, Pearson teaching something, I don't know, but PTE, yes. But also when you select the PTE option, make sure you select UK PTE UK VI, right, for UK visas and immigration. So for your visa, like I said, you need your certificate. Say you are applying the visa for yourself and the company is not doing it, right? So to apply for your skilled worker visa, you need your certificate of sponsorship, you need the English test, you also need a TB test if you're coming from a country that is listed on the countries with high risk of, TB cases. So I, for one, I am from Zimbabwe. I had to go and get a TB test. So I got a TB test from IOM in Harare, and I think it's around it was $165. Yes, 165 United States dollars in my country. I don't know about other places. So you pay that and you get your results there and then. So you get there in the morning, you make your booking, get there in the morning. By the time they close, you actually have your certificate if you're TB free. Then if you do have TB or your results are not clear, they have certain things that they tell you to do. So that's medical stuff, I don't know. Anyways, so now that you have your certificate of sponsorship, you have your English results, you have your TB test, now you can get down to actually making the applications for your visa. So then you can apply for your visa, and after you apply for your visa, you get your visa granted depending on how long you've applied for it. Like if you apply for just a general standard visa, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, what visa you have, you get your visa. And also the outcome of your visa, like how long it takes to get your visa, depends also on what you've paid for, because there's priority service. You can also pay for priority service if you want your visa to be processed a bit faster, or like just your documentation to be put first in line, but that is not important. What is important is getting the visa. So once you get, I forgot something. So also another thing, to apply for your visa, the cost of the visa itself, application cost for the visa is £625. Please correct me, but I will link the government site, the UK government site, in the description box, so that you can also just go on site and read through all the requirements in case there's anything that I left out, or there are certain figures that I put in the wrong place. So just to verify, and so that you're actually sure of everything that you're doing, I will link the government site in the description box. So the visa application is £625, and then health cover, I'm not so sure because, like I said, I didn't do it myself, but I know for a 3-year visa, health cover will be £1,872 from the last time that I checked, not knowing if they've changed anything because there were talks about changing, blah, blah, blah. That is not important. We just need the visa. So we get the visa, and then after getting the visa, you then obviously wait until you can actually come to the country, because I got mine but I had to wait 30 days before I could use it. So I don't know how long yours will have, like the waiting period for yours to actually be able to use your visa. But once you have your visa, then you're free to move and come to the country, and then that's it. You can start working in the UK as an electrical engineer. So if that was information for a company that does not provide help with the visa. Now, if your company provides help with the visa, then obviously they will pay everything for you, from the visa expense together with the immigration surcharge. They will pay that, but you will still need to pay for your own TB test. You will need to still pay for your own English test. And certain companies offer accommodation and travel expenses and relocation packages. Some companies do not. So like I said earlier on, during that time when you're talking and discussing your contract, these are some of the things that you should ask and probably highlight if you would want to know, so that they can tell you beforehand if they will do the visa for you, if they will cover your travel expenses, your relocation package, your accommodation, so you know and you plan and you make an informed decision. If you found this video to be educational and informative enough for you, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments on whatever else you might want to know, and I will definitely reply, either texting reply or I will make a video to reply to your questions. So thank you so much. Share this video with whoever who might also be interested in this kind of content, or who might be looking to move to the UK, aspiring engineers already in the field. Just share this information with them, and I hope it was helpful and informative and worth your time. See you again. Bye.